The last roundup, last roundup, last roundup.
ZTOTV podcasts. Low quality, high content.
Welcome to the Last Roundup Horror Show. I am Frank. With me, as always, is Jason.
Hey.
And we have a new addition to the show, Jon Wamsley.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Did I say it right?
Wamsley.
Wamsley?
It's Wamsley. Yeah, but
Wamsley.
let me clue you in on something. My name, I'm gonna be 39 in September. About 33 years, my name's been mispronounced. So,
Yeah.
I just kind of go with it.
All right. Well, Wamsley, you said?
Wamsley.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say your last name anyways. But fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
But,
Who cares?
we got 4 new movies we're going to talk about for the month here. Up first, a movie I can't believe I never even knew about until Jason picked it. But Intruder from 1989. The summary for this film is the overnight stock crew of a local supermarket find themselves being stalked and slashed by a mysterious maniac. Directed by Scott Spiegel, who his most notable credits are Dusk Till Dawn 2, Texas Blood Money, Hostel Part 3. I've never seen either of those.
Wait a minute. Do you know who Scott Spiegel is?
Not really. I don't.
Okay. No,
Big Evil Dead guy.
Yeah.
Is it?
Writer for Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
Spider-Man, Darkman. Basically,
Yeah, there was
Sam Raimi around.
Oh yeah.
Everybody that worked on this movie had extensive information about them on the internet.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Spiegel and I want to say Spiegel and Campbell went to school together.
Yeah, they all did.
Something
They all went to college together, but they also can all have connections to Tarantino. Like the writer Lawrence Bender. This is his only writing credit, but he's been a producer on most of Tarantino's work.
Yeah, he followed Tarantino around.
And Scott Spiegel, the only thing, I guess I didn't know he was big on the Evil Dead, but he let Tarantino sleep on his couch. So, I mean, everybody's seen
I
those.
would too.
Yeah, everybody had some
Bitch
connection.
about my coffee.
Do you have any information on this, Jason?
Yes. Tagline. He's just crazy about this store. And you know what my problem with that is like, obviously, I didn't know the tagline when I first saw this movie, but now seeing it and knowing the tagline, that kind of narrows it down to who
they give it
killer
away
is
so
here.
many fucking times, man. They give it away on the cover art.
Yeah.
I mean,
distributed
There's no
by,
secrets.
Yeah, distributed by Empire Pictures and out on Blu-ray through Synapse 2011.
Yeah, I got a couple cast highlights here. This has Dan Hicks in it, who, if you've seen Evil Dead 2, he plays Jake. Yeah. And he just actually revealed, I saw that he has stage 4 cancer, so that's unfortunate. Also, you got both Raimis are in this. Sam plays Randy, and his brother Ted plays my favorite character, Produce Joe, which I think he's the main cause of loss in this store. The shit he's doing back in the produce, he takes a whole watermelon, cuts it in half, and then just fucking carves the middle piece out and eats it like with his hand. And it's not the only thing he eats. He eats a lot of shit. He's eating constantly, but the other dude does too. His name is... Oh, fuck, I wrote it down. Bub? Yeah. His name's Burr Steers, the actor. This guy is connected to Tarantino, too. He's the guy that's in Pulp Fiction, who's the flock of seagulls hair. They get shot in the face, you know?
Oh, get out of here.
Yeah,
That's so cool. All right.
He has this delivery that is like so lazy-mouthed. This other dude, Tim, scares him at one point, and he goes, "You're such a dick, Tim." This is so typical of you, Tim. It's like he reminds me of that guy on YouTube, Chills. I don't know if you've ever seen his videos before. He does like the haunted houses, but he's got this bad delivery. That's just something I noticed. But yeah, Bruce Campbell is in this. He's put on the front of the fucking cover, but he's in it at the end for like what, 3 minutes?
Like Darkman,
yeah.
Just like Darkman.
Yeah. Right out of the box, I liked this a lot. I love the setting. It being a store in the late 80s. I love seeing the TV guides, the signage, the old ass register. There's so many possibilities in this place. And I noticed $1.35 for cigarettes. Are you fucking kidding me? They're like $7 now. A lot of great punching sounds. I'm a big fan of like the punching sound. Solid, like Puppet Master has a great fight scene at the end. It's all like they're really biffing, and there's a fight at the beginning of this that's just full of it. I didn't understand why, if these guys are the overnight stock crew, why they turn all the lights off. You're still fucking working. I've worked at stores overnight shift. You don't turn all the lights off. But what I mean. If you're in the back, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, they had enough light. They didn't want no one showing up anyways.
That's true.
Yeah.
The what's the dude's name that's the ex-boyfriend, the aggressive leather jacket guy?
That's his name. Aggressive leather jacket guy.
He doesn't know how
leather guy.
He doesn't know how to deal with anybody. My favorite moment with him is when he buys cigarettes and then he comes in to get he's like, wants his change. He's like, I don't want to give him my change. Like, fucking, come on, man. Like, they Me Too'd him out of the store. They're like, you gotta get the fuck out.
That was Craig, played by David Burns. Yeah.
He hit the girl. Of course they're gonna get him out of the store.
Oh yeah.
Very aggressive. There's a lot of great shots in this movie. I noticed there's a shot where you're in the phone. Like there's a rotary phone and you see it's just really bizarre. Or there's a shot where it's from the floor perspective up and she's sweeping dirt over the camera. Why that took so much work to do that shit.
They're in like inside the scanner.
Yeah.
Looking up.
Right. And the thing
the cameras turns with the doorknob. Like there's a lot of just it's cool, but not necessary.
It's so much work.
They did it,
and when you and I read that they shot everything on film ends, like just the leftover film stock they could buy cheap, and that had to be so painstaking for every bit of the way. I mean, just a lot of work. I think it's hilarious that somebody wrote the line of dialogue, Dave, I want you to bring out all them cases of baked beans and pineapple. I'm going to make a display of that stuff.
What's he call it? He names it something.
Yeah. Fuck. God, I should have wrote that down. Every kill in this is great, I think.
No.
No?
Go ahead. No.
I mean, there's some just...
yeah, they're all good. I think I like them all up until the last kill, or I guess technically they don't kill him, but when he's chopping with that cleaver, he just sit there, took like 20 whacks, and you can clearly see it was beside the shoulder. And then when they show the shoulder, it's not no blood. I'm like, you do good all the way up until the last kill.
Yeah, there was a couple good pieces in that though, because he chops right into the webbing of the fingers. Like,
the hand part was good.
Was good.
Chopping of the shoulder.
The first kill is the manager gets choked and then stabbed through the eye with a memo holder. Now, I laughed at this character several times in the movie because he just shows up and wants help. There's one point where he's up in the attic. I don't know how he got up there. The dude must have dragged him up there or something. But this guy sees him. He's not fucked up enough to where he doesn't recognize that it's his manager. That's the thing that I thought was funny. He didn't try to help him at all. He freaks out, and then he's distracted by the girl downstairs. It's just like nobody wants to help this dude. Has a hard time, but
hey-o.
Good night. I'm recording. Good night.
Good night.
Night.
Yeah, right. So Yeah, there's an eyeball. What's the eyeball in the olive jar? Ted Raimi's eating. Was that the manager's
That
eye?
was
Green
that was
olives.
Danny's.
Okay.
Something.
Yeah, that had to have been the boss Danny's or the main owner's Danny's. That's the only one that makes sense to me.
Yeah. There's a hydraulic press death scene that's pretty great. There's one part where this dude opens up a bathroom stall and he sees a pair of boots and they have severed feet in them, but he jumps immediately to the conclusion that is pickled pig's feet. And would you jump to that conclusion? I don't think I would. Yeah, this is the only movie I've ever seen where a man beats another man unconscious or dead with another man's severed head. So that's
me and Ann was talking about that. She like, I said, what? I said, I mean, it's heavy, it's hard. I was like, I think it's plausible you could kill someone with a severed head.
Yeah,
she's like, all this.
Yeah,
you couldn't get a good grip on it. I said,
device.
yeah, I said, well, you grab it by the hair, get a good grip. She's like, oh, I think the scalp would rip. I was like, you're looking too far into this.
Oh no!
The point is,
no, hair's
you could kill someone.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I liked the ending. I liked the they got pinned with the murders. I give this a 10 out of 10.
Wow.
I liked it a lot. I'm glad I bought it, and I wish I would have got it on Blu-ray.
Yeah. It's kind of pricey right now. I think it's near $30.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I want to say it's going on. Oh wait, no, that's not. It's Synapse, not Scream Factory. I was going to say they have a list of ones that are going out of print.
Yep.
But I'm sure Synapse does too.
Yeah. So we got a low budget 80s slasher. Basically the Evil Dead crew doing a slasher at the end of the slasher craze, which is also why I think this is kind of overlooked, because it was this 89. Like by then, the slasher craze had kind of played itself out.
Totally.
Great set. Grocery store. I like seeing all the products. Mm-hmm. And there's an incredibly a lot of ways to die in a grocery store.
Oh yeah.
The acting's good enough. I like the final girl. Simple plot. This movie's all about the kills, and it's except for that last kill. I think the kills are great. Awesome effects from Greg Nicotero's. I don't know if this is his first movie or first horror movie. Something. There's a first in there somewhere with him.
He did Day of the Dead.
It's silly, goofy. It has some humor in it. You can tell. But like, I'm not saying it looks like a Sam Raimi movie, but you can tell those are his friends that's making the movie. They go out of the way to do some cool camera shots, different angles. I like it. I give it an 8. I recommend it.
John,
what do you think, John?
Oh man, I saw this one years ago. So I was familiar with it. I think I bought a copy of it used at Half Price Books for like $2. It was on sale. And I only knew about it because I read I think is it Bill Warren? He wrote the Evil Dead companion.
I'm not sure.
If you've never heard of that book, you got to get it. If you're an Evil Dead fan, you're going to want to see it. Read that book. It's freaking sweet. That's the only reason I knew about it, is because they said everything about the Raimis, them growing up, Bruce Campbell, Evil Dead, Within the Woods, all that stuff. And that's why I really love the fact that it's a whole tight-knit crew. And give me 1 second here. The supermarket, it reminded me of a place that I grew up. It's called Golden Dawn. That was the name of the place. I'm from like the Sharon area. I don't know where you guys are from. Where are you guys from? You're in Ohio, right? I know that, but where in Ohio?
The middle of nowhere. Really.
It's northwest. We're south of Toledo, northwest of Columbus.
Okay. So you're on the western side of Ohio.
Yeah, sort of. Western side of the middle, kind of. It's weird.
I gotcha. Anytime I'm driving out west, I always measure it in how long does it take me to get to Columbus, because that always takes forever.
We're about an hour and a half north of Columbus, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, dude, this movie, this is a good last shot of the slasher. It was good. It was campy. A big thing about the Raimis and that whole crew, they love the Three Stooges. That dude at the beginning, that old guy.
Yeah.
He said, "Hold hands, you love birds." That was the guy from that clip where he's trying to marry off Shemp for the inheritance.
Hold hands, you love birds.
I'm a huge Stooges fan. That's like, and they used it in Pulp Fiction. That's what what's his name's watching when John Travolta crashes his house. Eric Stoltz. He's eating the cereal, watching that entire bit, and that's the guy.
Have you ever been
super cool?
Have you ever been to Cinema Wasteland?
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes,
in the mornings they play Three Stooges movies.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I never go for. I only go up for like a couple hours and then come home because I'm I'm only there to meet the celebrities. Yeah,
it's pretty cool though, staying in the hotel and just going up to your room, doing whatever you want to do, come down, walk around the showroom again, and I like it.
Yeah, I mean, if I had a weekend to kill and I had nothing to do, I'd be like, you know what, I'm gonna go and hang out, like make a plan to meet some people and then hang out. What was the last one I was even at? It was years ago. I haven't been to a convention in a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while.
But yeah, this is. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I got you sidetracked. We're off topic.
Oh no, yeah. So all right, so yeah, Intruder, great effects. KNB before they were KNB, when they were still using their full last names in the credits.
Yeah.
You know, they did the stuff on Evil Dead 2 with Showstrom, so it's. You know, you're getting a good film, good effects. Danny Hicks, funny. You know, he's selling autographs and stuff to help try and pay for his treatment and all that kind of stuff. I ordered one. I haven't gotten it yet, but people should maybe Google into that and check it out, help them out a little bit. But yeah, this is like I gave it a 7. I loved it. It's a great movie.
Yeah, I think I might have liked it a little bit more just because I work in a store and I'm like.
It reminds me of the old Kroger. Do you remember the old Kroger?
Yeah.
Like how it had those. You'd go put your glass pop bottles on that like little conveyor belt in the back, and it just reminded me of Kroger.
Yeah. Which this store in this movie had sides of beef and shit. I've never been to a grocery store that sells
meat hooks. Meat hooks.
Yeah.
Yeah, the older ones with their own like big butcher areas. I used to clean the meat room at Kmart, the Kmart butcher, so I've seen like the hooks and all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Like they don't mess around. Sides of beef, they're cutting that shit.
Yeah. Well, let's move into 2016's Monsterland. This was my pick. Summary for this film. Welcome to Monsterland. This was clearly written by the people that fucking made the movie. I hate these. I hate it when it's the people that made it. Welcome to Monsterland, a terrifying place where savage beasts, carnivorous creatures, and grotesque abominations are the new normal, and the human race is now at the bottom of the food chain. Now, this thing is written and directed by so many goddamn people.
Yeah.
You can play a softball game with this roster. I suggest if you really are that big of a nerd and you need to know all these things, because I looked at it all. I didn't recognize anybody really. But I mean, check out IMDb. Jason, do you have information on this?
Well, I didn't find a tagline for this, but it is distributed by RLJ Entertainment, and it seems like every other day I'm watching one of their movies here lately. Like they've just been popping up everywhere. on DVD through Image Entertainment in 2016, and this is $7 on Amazon.
Yeah, I found this at Big Lots for like $5.99. So
Oh,
that's pretty
yeah,
happy
this is
about
gonna
that.
be
Yeah. I kind of want to go through the segments a little bit because this is an anthology film. The first segment is Skinny Dippers. They get eaten by an unseen creature. What did you guys think about this? I didn't think there was anything special with this
I
segment.
barely remember it.
Yeah,
Barely.
I have the first one as Gray Matter. I must have missed that. First
Yeah, it
one.
was
I was
very
like,
short.
Oh, okay.
And they are confusing. I tried to keep track of how many segments there was. There's just some are so long and some are real short. Like I was just,
And some of them have
Yeah.
intros, like they tell you it's a thing, and some of them aren't. I kind of tried to break it down, right? The second segment is Gray Matter.
Okay.
A man wakes up in the middle of the street covered in blood with a huge head wound. This might be my favorite in this movie.
it was a good one.
It's got excellent production.
Yeah.
The sound design is really cool. I listened to it with headphones, and the voice in the dude's head was like going back and forth in my head, you know. So I thought that was cool. I liked the little parasite thing. I don't know,
yeah,
the
man.
little CGI thing. It was a puppet or CGI. I couldn't tell really. I mean,
It
it's so
was
small.
well, the close-ups looked like it was a puppet. Like
Right.
they do really close-ups on his face. I don't know. It looked good. I liked it.
I liked it. It was fun. That's a really fun segment. The third segment is called Curiosity Kills. A boy becomes obsessed with his father's radioactive suitcase and the secrets it contains. I liked this too. I thought it was a fun, campy, like cartoony segment. You would see this, and it seemed like it reminded me a lot of that segment in the Twilight Zone movie that Joe Dante did. The one where the boy has the powers to control everything, and there's there's like animation in that one though. But what did you guys think about this? Did you like it?
An anthology. I like anthologies that are like around 3-4 stories at the most, but
There's a lot in this one.
I didn't like the ABCs of Death. I got like halfway in and I'm like, I'm done with this. I can't.
So
my head
bad.
I'm done with this.
I got to the washing machine one, or what was it? The fridges. The dude had.
I don't even know. I struck it from the file. I blacked that shit out. But Gray Matter, loved Gray Matter. It reminded me so much of Henenlotter's Brain Damage.
Mm-hmm.
It was also had to deal with a sentient parasite. I loved it. I don't know if it was my favorite, but it is definitely at the top.
Yeah, once we got further into this, there was one segment that kind of blew my mind a little bit, but I just didn't know what it was. I was like, I can't wrap my head around this thing, but we'll get to that in a minute. The next segment's called Hag, and this is the IMDb summary. It says, inspired by true events, Scott Summers mysteriously experiences sleep paralysis when his wife Marie sleepwalks at night. Unbeknownst to him, she lives with a horrible secret that slowly begins to eat away at their relationship. I don't know. I like this, I guess. This is the most notable. This has the most notable people in it. It has Eileen Dietz, who did the face of the demon in Exorcist. John Franklin, who's Isaac from Children of the Corn, and Megan Duffy, who's in the 2012 Maniac remake. It's a well done piece of business. I like the effects on the Hag. It's a creepy story. I saw a negative review of this movie, and it mentioned some bad CGI, and there is some, but then they started bitching about the acting. But up until this point, it's been pretty solid, especially this segment. This one has the strongest acting, I think. What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, this one. Oh, Jason, you go ahead. I took over.
No, I don't really have too much to say like per episode. But the Hag, I do have down as one of my, like, I don't know how many. What is there, 8 or 10 of these stories?
There is.
I have 4 wrote down specifically, and Hag is one of them. So yeah, it was one of my favorite ones here.
The thing that comes up next is a very weird cartoon segment with an old monster hunter. I could have done without this. It was completely just taking up time. This thing's pretty long. They could have just cut this right out. The sixth segment is called House Call. A man shows up to a dentist's home demanding he help him at gunpoint because he thinks he's turning into a vampire. This was good too, I thought. There was a gruesome tooth pulling scene. I think it was a fun segment. The effects weren't the best, but the execution was pretty good. So what can you say? Is that one of your top hits there?
What's this one called again?
House Call.
Yeah. It was cool. Yeah, it was a cool little vampire short. I liked it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely really like this one a lot. That's definitely up there too for me. The acting was really good. There was a really unusual story. Like I thought that was real creative, and like the whole vamping out was weird, but the was okay. But the drama up to it was really. I thought that was really cool and creative. It was real like. I put myself in the shoes of that dentist. Like, oh man. He was what, going through a divorce, right?
Yeah, you're sitting there getting drunk, and
and all of a sudden this crazy dude comes up and, oh my god, I'm a vampire, like Jonathan Greaves in Monster Squad saying he's a werewolf. Like, this guy's freaking out.
Yeah,
I mean, I thought it was a great story.
Frank, fix your camera.
Oh fuck! What happened? Oh, I'm just moved up, man. I'm just moved up. I'm just
looking at your beard.
No, I was getting into the conversation I forgot about that thing altogether. The worst thing about this whole movie is the CGI wraparound segments.
Oh yeah.
There's so much. Like, there's at the beginning, the first thing that hits you bad CGI is there's an ice machine that flops open and there's like a skull in it for some reason. It doesn't. There's tons of little shit like that in these terrible wraparounds. But the next segment is the one that fucked me up because it's this puppet thing. It was really enjoyable for me. It filled me with a really strong sense of dread, and all I kept thinking was, "This is everything to me." But I had eaten up
hamburger,
so I might have timed that out weird. What did you think about the puppetry in this? I think it's called Happy Memories or something.
Yep, Happy Memories.
Yeah, which you can buy for $5. I saw.
It was unique. It was different.
Yeah. It was just okay. I was.
Should have had a
hamburger.
Nah, dude, I was working. I was working. I can't do that work. I can't do work while I'm taking.
That's true. The next segment is called Stay at Home Dad. This is the one where the guy gets injected with drugs.
My number one.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
It allows him
I loved it.
Allows him to breastfeed their babies.
Come on.
When I was watching this,
I had my kid walk down while I was watching.
Oh yeah,
walks in the living room.
That's worse than what happened to me.
It's when he's in the mirror, like filling himself up.
Oh my god!
Yeah, my wife came home, and that was what was on the screen was the scene where they were like, him and his wife were, getting intimate.
Yeah. Excited.
Hilarious.
There's a couple notable people in this. Trent Haga is in this short. He was in the Killjoy movies, and a lot of really interesting trauma titles, including Terror Firmer. This is the dude that's, he's going to rob them or whatever. I was like, what the fuck is that guy in? I was like, I've seen him in something, and it was Terror Firmer. If you haven't seen that, it's a classic for me anyways. Richard Grove is in this, and he's Duke Henry the Red from Army of Darkness, the dude that gets at the beginning that's like arguing with Ash.
Saves the day.
Yeah. Yep. But this is just a fun segment. I liked it. It was funny. The last thing that happens in this movie, you can just stop it immediately whenever you see the word hellyfish. When that comes across.
Yeah, that was so funny. I love that. I wrote greatest title ever.
Oh god,
it was like there was Sharktopus.
It was like watching a cut scene from a bad video game.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Overall, this movie is so fucking fun. The only down note for me was Hellyfish, really, and I can just stop the movie when I see that. 8 out of 10.
You didn't enjoy Hellyfish. Huh?
I enjoyed everything else up to that so much.
Let me say,
it was so long. It was so.
I'll just say specifically about Hellyfish is I love the idea of it, and it's low budget CGI, which is, I mean, I personally wouldn't do it, but I guess whatever. Like, I give them an E for effort because some of it looked good. Like the really giant ones that's like running in slow motion on the beach, that looked great. Like I figured you'd be all about this one.
No, I'm not all about those. Like, I like the Sharknado movies, but there's a few other ones. Lake Placid I like, but big things like that, I'm not into that really.
Oh wow.
I thought as a standalone, those jellyfish. If I was just looking at those CG jellyfish, they were sweet, but mixed in with the action and stuff, it was like obviously like stop motion fake. Like it was obvious.
But like any other anthology or most anthologies, there's going to be some stinkers. There is in there and here for sure for me, but typical. So I would say there's more good than bad in this. So that's something. And all the segments are really different from each other.
Oh yeah,
they're so like it's an anthology and it has the wraparound story, but there's really like nothing that connects these segments. I guess it could be a positive too. Definitely different styles, direction, effects. It's just cheesy, it's fun, it's entertaining. It kept my attention. Favorites: The Gray Matter, Hag, House Call, and Hellyfish. I think this would be better on a second time around because there was just so it's a lot to take in one viewing.
Yeah.
Like it's coming at you from so many different angles. I think watching it again, I would be able to tell like what's going on. I'd be able to distinguish each segment from each other on a second viewing. I thought it was solid. I give it a 5. What do you think, John?
All right, man. Like I love anthologies. Definitely some stinkers on this one, but House Call, I loved House Call. That alone for me was a 10. I mean, the fake tits were hilarious. I mean, it was like so obvious. You know what I mean? It's like they tried, but they didn't try. And they're like, it's good enough. Let's film it. And then the Cthulhu mythos they brought into it at the end. The little Cthulhu baby and stuff. Because they said like stuff about a cult and all. I can't remember. They did like a flashback thing and she was one of them. I really like that. I mean, overall though, the whole film, I'll give it like a 6. That's a 6. It was cool. Like, check it out.
It's definitely worth a once viewing for sure. And for $7 or what, Frank, whatever you got it for $5.99. I would definitely pick it up for that.
Oh yeah.
There's a sequel too that looks like it's probably just about as good. I think the thing that makes it so weird is like they're different levels of short films. Like some of them had crowdsourcing, I read, and others had probably no budget or whatever. So, anyways, let's move into. Did you have something else to say, John?
Yeah, that animated one. That's like a sort of sequel to a movie called City of Rot, where it's a whole movie. Like,
I remember that.
That's the same old dude with the walker that was going around killing zombies, and he hunted that. I mean, I felt like it. Yeah, I felt like this played out better than an hour and a half of that.
Yeah, that thing reminded you know what that reminded me of was like, do you remember the website Newgrounds? They had like video games and animation. I was like, this looks like a Newgrounds cartoon, like for real. Anyways, let's go back in time to 1983 for The Final Terror. a summary for this film: a group of rangers go camping on unfamiliar forest grounds. All is well until the group members start getting picked off by a cunning, tactical, malevolent killer in the woods. Directed by Andrew Davis, most known for a bunch of action movies, including Under Siege, The Fugitive, and he did that Shia LaBeouf movie Holes, I guess. Written by John George, Neil D. Hicks, and Ronald Shusett, who co-wrote Alien with Dan O'Bannon and adapted the script for Total Recall. So
yeah,
I think he carried a lot of the weight on this. I'm not sure. Jason, do you have anything?
Tagline: without knowing they have awakened an unknown force, can anyone survive? Distributed by Comworld Pictures and out on Blu-ray through Scream Factory in 2014. I do think this is one of those titles that are now out of print. So if you can find it for cheap, pick it up.
It seems like the version I watched, it was on Tubi, and it said that this was they like had an apology at the beginning,
a disclaimer.
Yeah, and they're like
the negatives.
Yeah, and it seemed like they barely saved this thing from rotting away by time. Cast highlights for this: you got Daryl Hannah as Wendy Morgan. This is probably one of her first movies, I would assume.
Oh, for sure.
And then you have the only other name I thought was notable was Mark Metcalf, who is from Findlay, Ohio, originally. And we talked about him when we talked about Where the Buffalo Roam on Deconstructing Bill Murray. He was in that movie. He played Niedermeyer in Animal House. I thought they did a great job with the transfer. There was some stuff you could notice for sure, but a lot of creative kills in this right from the beginning. I've never seen it. they like the dude ties tin can lids to tree branches, and that's just crazy. What was the tagline again, Jason?
Without knowing they have awakened an unknown force, can anyone survive?
That doesn't make sense to me.
Dude, the way the art was on this box, it made me feel like, all right, this is going to be
an alien
stuff.
Yes, that's exactly my thoughts too. Yep.
Right? Like, I don't know.
In fact, when I read up on it and watched the trailer and stuff before I bought it, like that's what when I saw that it was a slasher, like I it blew my mind for a second. I was like,
yeah,
what is this, an alien slasher? Yeah, but the artwork is great. Is it not?
Mm-hmm.
I like it a lot. Yeah,
that's a great poster. Yeah.
I think that I don't think they had a lot of solid ideas when they made this, because originally it was called Three Blind Mice just because they sing that song. Like that's, and I noticed in the score several times it would like mimic something like Nightmare on Elm Street, which I don't know, what year did Nightmare on Elm Street come out? Was
84.
that 84? Well, that doesn't make sense then. This is 83. But like definitely some Friday the 13th style, things going on. I don't know. I was just noticing things. Do you think now the one thing that these guys keep trying to do is steal weed? Now, do you think that they are going to cure this correctly, or do you think they're just smoking green weed?
They're just gonna lie that right there.
They just everything, every joint they smoke seems like it's wet or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This has one of the most uncomfortable, non-graphic sex scenes I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, Niedermeyer doing it. That's gross.
Oh, man. He's into it, too.
Yeah.
And the girl's wearing clothes, but he is completely fucking naked. Like, and I'm glad the killer
buns out.
Yeah. I am glad that the killer took care of him right there, because he was really making some sounds. There's a funny part where these guys find a jar of magic mushrooms, and they look like they were literally just bought at Kroger's. They're like white caps. And what?
Yeah.
They find him right next to this, severed wolf's head with a live snake. Who the fuck keeps their magic mushrooms next to their severed wolf's head with live snake? It doesn't make sense.
And they just seemed so. The dude that saw it, seemed so like kind of unconcerned. He's like, "Oh, all right, shrooms though."
Oh, that snake just lives there in the in that head. At one point, they're rowing a raft, and this dude is at the front of it, just yelling, like, what is he saying?
Zorch?
Yeah.
That guy? Oh,
Yeah.
I hated that dude,
Yeah.
man. He was
I would have yelled at him. I would have been like, dude, shut up. if you're going to be fucking useless, I know your arms hurt or whatever, shut up. That's no.
Are you meowing over there? What you
my
got?
cat's going nuts, so it wants outside, but I would have to stop and take it outside. So
I feel like if they would have in Stripes, if they would have given Francis more leeway, he would have been Zorich. I just wanted I kept just wanting to tell him, lighten up, Francis. Like, he was way too intense. Like, just shut up, dude. You know nothing. Yeah, you made it to the end, kind of, but
yeah,
not quite.
When they're like, there's this, I'm gonna fucking kill this thing. Anyways, God damn it, it's fucking me up. There's a lot of things that get confusing for me at the end. Okay, so what I must have missed something. The bus driver, right? That's the dude. He's the dude they think's killing everybody, right? Is that what's going on? But his mom is, and she lives in the woods. Is that what's going on?
So, okay, remember when around the campfire, the dude, what's his name? Lewis Smith, because he played in one of my favorite movies as a kid, The Heavenly Kid. He was the angel guy. Loved that guy. And he told the story about the 14-year-old girl that got raped by her uncle and then got sent to the loony bin. And she was pregnant. And then the son came back 19 years later. It was Joe Pantoliano. That was him. Joey Pants from like Goonies and a whole ton of stuff. And he, he's a little crazy too, but that's his mom. He's the one in the story. That's why he freaked out when, he's like, you shouldn't be telling them stories like that. You know what I mean? I can't remember the whole exchange.
I clearly missed something.
He's the kid in that story. Yeah.
Was this a hamburger movie too?
No, I believe this was me getting up to tell my kids to go to bed, and I probably missed some shit.
Yeah, it's all right.
But yeah, I got confused, and I guess that bus driver dude's the guy that climbs that tree at the end, right? Is that what's going on? Because I was like, who the fuck's this asshole climbing this tree, and where did he get that gear at?
Yeah.
This isn't a bad watch. If you like slashers, I think you should check it out. Some people might think it's kind of generic, but the ending is satisfying, and I like the cast. I gave it a 7 out of 10.
I'm with you, Frank. We got 80 slashers. So this was finished in 80 or 81, but didn't get picked up until 83. Not a lot of kills in this. That's what hurts this movie. I think it's also why it didn't get released right away. Definitely could use more kills. It's a slow burn. This was very atmospheric. This is where what I love. I like the camping, the campfire tales, and the stories. Great setting, wilderness. You got rafting. Like I love it. That's where I like my slashers to be. Good cast, decent characters. I think I'm with Frank. I'm a 7 on. You throw in like give me 3 more good kills with practical effects, and this is probably a 10 for me. It's just a little bit slow, but it kind of makes up for it with the atmosphere. But what do you think, John?
I dug it. I liked young Adrian Zemed, pre-bachelor party, pre-TJ Hooker Adrian Zemed. He's the Che Guevara looking dude. Remember they left him out in the woods? That was hilarious. Daryl Hannah, she didn't contribute much, but hey, it's Daryl Hannah. She is on the screen. Joe Pantoliano really surprised me. I'm a huge Joey Pants fan. You don't see him play that kind of character that much. Do I think he pulled it off like Oscar-wise? No. But he did a good job, and I've never seen him do that before. So, like I said, the Heavenly Kid, Niedermeyer. Always love seeing Niedermeyer and stuff. That guy is nuts. I really dug it. I really felt that tin can lid kill. Even though you didn't see it, if you would have seen it, that probably would have been messy. But you cut your finger on a kid.
Oh, yeah.
It hurts like hell. Industrial-sized ones, you know what I mean? Like, those things, no thank you.
So I heard that scene, that was actually put in after it was filmed. Like, they wanted to add a couple more kills, because up until then, they had, like, 3 or 4 kills in it, so they put that. That's how they opened the movie, just to add a couple more kills.
Isn't it crazy how huge the cast is for how few kills? I mean, how many people are left at the end of this movie? A lot, right?
I'm pretty sure there's only like 5 or 6 kills.
Yeah, it's not standard for a slasher.
Yeah, it was a slow burn slasher, which kind of may translate to boring.
You're
right, yeah.
It's a slasher. Let's kill some people.
You're already following someone as they slowly kill people anyways. I mean, you slow that down even more. Shit.
What was this? I want to say it was. Oh yeah, it was in the Redwoods State Forest in California. So the atmosphere, I think, is what carried this movie for me.
Oh yeah, it was a well made film and stuff. I dug it. It's a 7. I dug it. It was fun. The kill.
Yeah.
We know how slashers end. The killing of the bad guy. Yeah. That was rad.
Oh yeah.
That giant. Spoiler alert, guys. But I'm
right. Yeah, we don't care.
All right. Friggin' a giant spiked log. And the camera's mounted on it. You go for a ride with the spiked log. You see her. That could have been. It wasn't as impactful as Predator when that dude got hit by the log.
Right.
But, like, they worked with it. She was riding it, and it saw her die and stuff. Like that was a sweet find.
And I think they made up for anything. They made up for anything
that
you might not like
budget.
about anything you didn't like about that. You just got to see a dude get smashed with a rock, like, pretty good. I mean, that was so. Let's move into 1992's Bad Channels. This is my fault if you didn't like it, guys. So I'll take the blame. Summary for this movie: an alien determined to capture human females takes over a radio station to do it. Directed by Ted Nicolau, who did Terror Vision and Subspecies. Written by, now, this is a full moon movie, so we got the idea man on things, Charles Band with the original idea, and Jackson Barr with the screenplay. Jackson also wrote the screenplay for Subspecies and Trancers 2, among others. Cast highlight for this film is Martha Quinn, who was an original MTV VJ.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Jason, do you have information on this?
Yeah. Tagline: in space, no one is safe from rock and roll. I don't even get that. Distributed by Paramount Pictures and on DVD through Wizard Entertainment, 2012.
Yeah. So the first thing that I assume bothered you
wait, what are you talking about?
It bothered me. So, okay, and so I like this
first
movie.
thing that bothered you.
It bothered me and I like this movie quite a bit. They have made a bad choice for their introduction. It's Comic Sans font, green on solid black for 2 minutes and 23 seconds. I mean, the music's kicking. I like the bass line of the theme that's at the beginning, but you don't see shit until 2 minutes and 23 seconds.
And the shit you see after ain't much better.
Yeah. I don't know why I like this movie so much, but I will say that the soundtrack is probably 60% of it. Because if you take away all the music segments and all the shit, all the stuff that Blue Oyster Cult did, this is a 2. I think that the host of this TV show, Flip, is really annoying. I hate every time he's on the screen, because basically what's happening is there's a radio show happening, but a TV show is also happening. That's dumb to me. They threw that whole thing out the window. But anyways, I looked up this dude because he looked familiar, and he wasn't. I haven't seen him in anything, mainly because his only credits are 1991. He played a choreographer on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and then he did this, and that's it. So, yeah, I couldn't find much on him. I wanted to hate him more, but let's be honest, though. This dude has a gag. He's a shock jock. I assume Howard Stern was popping off around this time, and this is kind of like a take on him. He's in gag. He's like doing a gag. He's got chains on him, and he's got a lock. He would have been doing that all night. That would have been the movie. It's just him stuck in those chains. He's kind of annoying. I understand that, but I liked it. I just like the environment of being in the radio station and being stuck there. And I thought that it was great how the alien looks like just a glob of bong resin or a burnt brownie, or I don't know. It's weird design. My favorite line in the movie comes from a small character named Peanut when he says, "This son of a bitch is crazier than a tree full of owls," which is not crazy at all. That's where them shits go, in the trees. The main reason to watch this movie from my perspective is Psychotic Symphony. In the hospital, they play a whole song.
Turn it off now before it's too late!
Hi, kids. It's the Captain Happy Show, starring me, Captain Happy. Let me get out my magic mirror. I see Bobby. I see Susie. I see Billy.
It's crazy. Did you like that part at all? That's the part that I love. Is the
this whole thing seemed like it was a promo for like 3 local bands. So like that's what it felt like.
Well, all of
and how many damn movies have we reviewed that have bands pop up out of nowhere? Like it's starting to get that count's starting to rise. Yeah.
The thing about this is that they were kind of trying to put out an album with it, and release a thing, do a fucking thing, and both things got panned. Like the movie got panned, and then I think some classic rock magazine had said that the soundtrack was one of the biggest mistakes that any band could ever make, because Blue Oyster Cult did the whole score, all the tweedling little guitar stuff and all that. That's all Blue Oyster Cult. So they lost some fans there, I guess. I hate the robot. I think the sounds it makes are annoying as fuck. It sounds like a squeaky balloon. I'm glad he killed it. I think it's a fun B movie. It's a solid science fiction. I give it a 6. Without the soundtrack, a 2.
Yeah. So full 90s alien rock movie. If I would have never probably watched this movie. You wouldn't have picked it. I do like Full Moon. Full Moon's probably like that's where I like to be as far as my low budget movies. Like anything further below. You have to do it really well for me to like it. But it's out there. It does have a certain charm to it, and it's funny you brought up brain damage. They both have just a weird certain charm to them. I kind of got that same feeling from this one. I had a good time with it. I'm not even sure what really the main story or the plot was, or like what the reasoning was of the little making the little girls. Like, I don't even quite know what's going on.
That connects to Doll Man. And
there was an after credits shot of Doll Man. And I just thought, like, oh, okay, Full Moon Family. They're just throwing them in at the end. Okay.
If you watch Demonic Toys versus Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys, I think, and Doll Man versus Demonic Toys, those are all connected to this too.
Okay. Well, yeah, I don't really know what was going on, but it was still entertaining. Like, it kept my attention. Not sure I'll probably ever watch it again, but I didn't feel like I wasted my time. I'm at a 4 with it. John?
Yeah, I remember when you had told me Bad Channels, I was like, that sounded familiar, and I looked it up. I remember passing that on the video store shelf like lots of times when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, cool. Well, I guess I'm gonna watch it. And Full Moon, 50-50. It's going to be really cool, or it's going to be shit.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. It
I
is
mean,
about
you got
50-50.
a 50-50 shot.
Right.
It was no Ghoulies. I love that movie.
That one, I thought that one was good, and it's not good.
But, I mean, this was like definitely was it early 90s? 94?
What was it? What did I say? 92.
Oh, 92. All right. So I remember a whole bunch of weird videos coming out like that between like 92 and 94 for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it was okay. Definitely gave me some 50s B-movie style stuff going on with the weird alien. Was it the DJ called it he said it looks like a turd with a porthole window.
Yeah. It didn't. I mean,
it was
weird
looking.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Just the alien. I did like when the alien like smacked the robot in the head with his little wand thingy or whatever. That was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He got mad at the robot.
The only thing I really thought was clever was the calling Dr. Howard, Dr. Fine, Dr. Howard in the hospital.
Oh, yeah.
I think, from Three Stooges. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't catch that reference.
It's it's super subtle. It's like, who's listening to the friggin' hospital announcements in a movie? But that's where they hide all the funnest stuff.
Yeah, that's true. I heard some.
I gave it a 4.
Speaking of stuff that they hide in movies, shit, losing my voice.
Pull your shit together, Frank. What do you got?
I'm trying. There? I got the vid.
Corona.
I got the Coronis.
Frank's got Corona now.
No. I found out something. When you see like pipes in them in like a sci-fi thing or whatever, they will usually have lettering on them, and it'll be like GNDN. And that means goes nowhere, does nothing. It's like a prop joke that they use in a million different things. Keep an eye out for that. It's
all right.
It's just funny weird shit.
Yeah.
But did you guys have picks for next month?
I already told you.
Well, announce it. You told me.
I don't even remember what I told you.
Oh, fuck.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I have one. We're going to take a little trip to Italy for The Church.
Ah, yes.
I love that movie.
I haven't seen that one, but the artwork has caught my attention several times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that. Sweet. I watched that in our group with James Ray one night, just me and him on Facebook. So let me see. I'm up. See what Jason picked here. Let me go back. I don't know.
So we picked one for...
yeah,
and then 2 for the poll.
Yeah, and the poll winner is Alice, Sweet Alice. So,
okay.
I've never seen that.
Neither have I.
I can't, Jason. I can't find the fucking message.
Man, I don't. I'm using my phone, so I don't want to.
Oh yeah.
I'll mess something up.
I found your 2 picks.
Oh. I don't know.
What's
your pick?
My pick, I'm going back to the Puppet Master franchise. Puppet Master 5, the final chapter. We know that's not true. But, yeah, I want to finish this out.
Yeah.
Because we're writing them with 4.
How many are there?
I'm not sure. With 4, we're right in the middle of a 2-parter,
Mm-hmm.
So let me pull that up. See how many Puppet
That's
Master.
like Decapitron and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's where we're at.
Okay.
See how many. We might not do them all if there's too fucking many,
There's a bunch.
Yeah, because I think like the last one that I saw is the Littlest Reich or whatever that one is. But I think there's been some that came out after that even.
Okay, so we've done Puppet Master 1 through 4. We'll have Puppet Master 5, Curse of the Puppet Master, Puppet Master The Legacy, Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. We've already done The Littlest Reich. These aren't in order. Retro Puppet Master, Puppet Master Axis of Evil, Puppet Master X Axis Rising, Puppet Master Axis Termination, and then check this out, Blade the Iron Cross.
His origin. They're giving him an origin movie.
That's like 9 plus what we've already done.
Yeah, we'll have to be going back and forth with that franchise because I can't.
13 movies.
Well, but I want to check back in with it. It's been a while. Anyways, think of a movie, Jason, and we'll post it up.
Was it Urban Legend, or was that?
I thought that was for
familiar.
That was. I think that was on the poll. Well, you can pick it.
It was Urban Legend, Alice, Sweet Alice.
Oh, that was your poll pick, Alice.
And then I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't think you sent me what you.
I did. I sent you everything.
Urban Legend sounds right. I feel like that movie's been brought to my attention recently, and I feel like that's why.
It was on the. It was on. We put it on the poll, but I don't know. Well, we'll figure that out later, I guess. Whatever. Yep. Whatever's clever. Anyways, thanks, John, for joining the team.
Yeah.
Oh, no, dude, let me tell you something. Thanks for having me. I've been wanting to do something, but, like, I'm weird doing stuff on my own. Like, I'm not Mark Maron. I'm not just talking to nobody. Yeah. You know what I mean? When he's just doing his thing. And I remember seeing you guys, I don't know, like a year ago maybe. I don't know, a couple of years. I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to do that.
Well, those dudes,
like, I feel like those dudes were, we're all bearded. Yeah. We got it.
Yeah, we got the memo.
Totally. But so it's like a big thank you from me. I hope I did good.
Well, yeah, you did. Don't you have a blog that you write on?
I haven't written on that thing for like over a year. But you guys are welcome to check out the old stuff. The www.horrorparlor.com.
Right. Oh, are you chilling outside?
Chilling outside?
Where you at?
Are you outside?
Outside?
He looks like he's on a couch.
No, check it out. So this is my daughter's playroom up in the attic.
Oh, it looks like it's nighttime. Looks like I see a grill and you got lights.
Oh, no. This is just like some lighting that we got.
I got you.
But yeah, this is the comfy chair. This is like our old furniture.
I
was gonna say, man, you putting couches outside?
Whatever. It could be outdoor furniture. He looks like he's in a comfy. He looks like it's a nice night out there.
Hey, I saw somebody had taken like a whole dresser out and put a fucking HD TV on outside. I was like, that's Hardin County style, man. That's right here in Ohio.
That is so much work. No thanks.
Just get out there with the mosquitoes and shit. Anyways, thanks for listening, guys. We will see you next time.
All right.
Hi, kids. It's the Captain Happy Show starring me, Captain Happy. Let me get out my magic mirror. I see Bobby. I see Susie. I see Billy.